Hi there Libra, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for June. Your ruling planet Venus is going to be hugely influential this month. She joins up with the Sun in a combination known as a conjunction. This goes on through to the 18th of the month in the sign of Gemini, which of course is your sister air sign. This is the part of your horoscope that's all about discovery, travel. If you're interested in the arts or culture, your appreciation of these areas is really going to be heightened. And there's also a dazzling new moon on the 5th of the month, which embraces Venus. And this is going to give the Venusian energies that you possess even greater currency through the first 2/3 of this month. So if you are wanting to expand your horizons, to move out of what you know, on the face of it, you would have thought that this is the ideal time to go for it. And you know it can be, Libra, but you do just need to be conscious of a very complex set of astrological influences that also occur right at the start of this month. This sees Saturn, the planet of structure, which continues in your sector of thought and personal expression, in opposition to the Sun and also Venus. So it's possible that if you do head off on some kind of journey, or you try to raise your awareness in some way, right at the start of June, it may feel as if there's some kind of barriers or judgment around what you're trying to do. Don't expect everyone to laud your efforts, therefore. And it may be that if you're actually on the move, that you need to slow everything down and just enjoy the scenery. If you get too caught up in getting from A to B in the fastest way possible, it may end up being a rather frustrating and delayed trip. And do check out travel reports, quite literally. Or if you're looking to do something more culturally, it will need quite a lot of planning to execute what you hope to do exactly as you wish, because there could be something that's just going to come up that just seems to stop the flow. Now, it could be just down to a misunderstanding, a conversation, or a relationship which starts to jar, perhaps because your viewpoint and your ideas are not in line with someone you're needing to cooperate with. Now, cooperation is one of your great gifts. That doesn't mean to say that you're unable to assert your own voice, because when you're pushed, the cardinality of your sign can come out, and this can make you a much more assertive person. But what you are being asked to do at the start of this month is be much more flexible in general. And there may be issues floating around in the back of your situation which will need discussing, and potentially you have been putting off. This could be to do with your welfare, it could be to do with your obligations, it may be to do with your work. And any conversations you have could prove to be critical right at the start of this month in week 1. Now, Mercury does continue in a part of your horoscope which will give you a fantastic sense of when people are being real to you. It's going to help you to dig beneath the surface, to tease out just where things really stand. Excellent in the first 2 weeks for any business negotiations, and therefore asking you not to be too idealistic. That's absolutely crucial. However, once Mercury moves on the 13th, it moves into the more explorative, adventurous part of your scope, joining up with the Sun, and just briefly for a few days with Venus too. So right at the core of this month, the middle of this month, something can really start to shape up much more in your mind's eye that you had visualised at the very start of the month. There is, however, a full moon which occurs on the 20th, which is going to almost restate this issue around the potential for misunderstandings or conflict around those differing viewpoints. It could be around some kind of agreement that you're trying to hatch, and you're going to need to make sure that you keep very careful eye on the detail of things. If need be, get professional advice. Look something over with someone who's a wise owl and prepared and has the time and experience to really unpick anything that you may be contemplating. But there is also then a transition. Venus has moved into the part of your horoscope that's very much to do with your interactions with the world at large, and is followed by the Sun on the 21st. Mercury also moves into this area on the 30th. Meanwhile, Mars is tracking backwards for much of this month in your sector of finances. So when it comes to the things you really desire in life, whether it's more sensual pleasures, calorific goodies, or perhaps it's just to do with hard cash. There may be times this month when things aren't going quite as you wish, or at least not quite as quickly, and patience is going to be very important. Your communicational skills, therefore, your flair for diplomacy and liaison is going to be very important, but also an ability to flex and move your position. Don't take stubborn, fixed positions, because that will not be helpful. But in the last 10 days of this month, once Mars starts to go forwards on the 28th, and the Sun and Venus and then Mercury move right to the top of your horoscope, this is going to be the time that any career or financial hopes really start to go forwards much more successfully. But the first 2/3 of this month is very much about a subtle interaction, an interplay between you and others around ideas, around your conscious thoughts and also subconscious thoughts. There can be some fascinating conversations, some wonderful travel, but also some frustrating moments when Saturn does play its role. So just anticipate that, and you can work things out in advance. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck, and goodbye for now.